Hey everybody, so I'm doing a review on the conversation featuring Lyrica and A1 Part 2. After a public separation, A1 and Lyrica have decided that it's time to have a heart-to-heart conversation to decide if they should split for good or work to repair their marriage. Now, before I get started, I want to say I am on Anchor and I am on Spotify. Please check out my podcast. The link to my podcast for Anchor and Spotify will definitely be in the description. And I will also leave this episode of the conversation in the description. And if you feel kind, please donate to the station. The link will be in the description. So, what is messy in relationships is when somebody upsets you and you go back and tell your mother or father, and they're mine, they will always feel a certain way about your significant other, period, right? We know this. So as adults, you either confide in one person about what's upsetting you, but doing it with family is definitely not cool. You know what I mean? It makes tension. So like I said before, A1 did not want the parents to come, meaning Lyrica G and Pam. So finally, the children call out the mothers. So right automatically, Pam says, "Oh, I didn't know you were coming, Lyrica G." She was like, "I didn't want to be here." So what Pam was saying was, we have to get along because it affects the family dynamic. She didn't say it in that way, but she was like, me and you gotta be good. She's like, I feel, in her words, I'm not even wording it the way she said it, but the way I understood it was like, I feel like you come for me all the time, you nitpick with me, and there's a problem, and the main thing she was saying was you constantly attack my son, A1, but you don't hold your daughter accountable to the things she do. At the end of the day, it's both of their faults. We have to get along. Like I've said in my videos, when the family dynamic is messed up, the people beneath the elders always end up suffering because they don't want to be around people and different stuff like that. And it's like, are we 5 years old or what? Anywho, I feel that what's the problem with those two? I mean, all I've ever seen them do on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood is literally freaking argue with each other, fight. What's the problem? Pam, in her own way, said, I don't have a problem with you. Lyrica G says she doesn't have a problem, but you do because, okay, basically, besides A1, Pam has another son and a daughter, which does not get along with Lyrica G or Lyrica. Because you two elders can't get along, you're fucking up the family dynamic and they're being petty for no reason. And as older folks, we hold you accountable. Like, I can't just go, I'm having problems at home today and go to work and go beat my boss's ass because I had a bad day. Like, it don't work that way. I feel, what is the problem? Because for a few years, I still cannot figure out why Pam and Lyrica G don't get along. But I take every time there's a situation, Lyrica G tries to take over and nothing. I mean, it don't even have to be family. When Lyrica Jr. performs, her mother always tries to like out-sing her. And it's like, dude, this is your daughter's event. You're supposed to support her. Yes, he may know my music, but damn, you gotta always sit up here and say stuff all the time. Like, shut the fuck up sometimes, you know? So they were just having meaningless conversation, talk about, well, remember when your daughter Lyrica was wearing her natural hair and you say, yeah, your hair is thick as Pam's weave. Like, I feel like there's a pettiness, and I feel more that A1's mom is more genuine and Lyrica feels jealous for whatever reason. Like, unfortunately, my great-grandparents and my grandparents are all dead, you know what I mean? So I never, like, grew up having both of them together. And it just really breaks my heart that families really can't get along over some petty crap. Like, it sounds like that Lyrica Jr., Lyrica Sr., A1 and Pam need therapy, and then the therapy needs to be done individually. Also, that includes his siblings, and then they need to have family therapy together to really, 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 really figure this family dynamic out, because Ocean is the one who won't really get to know the baby, and that's not fair. Like, my whole thing was, this is just me. If you can't respect me and respect my mothering, and you're always coming for me, whether you're my family or not, and you constantly disrespect me, no, you're not going to be around my children, because you cannot respect me. And it just became very petty. Like, I feel like they try to up each other. And at the end of the day, me personally, when it becomes nowhere, and this is what Lyrica Sr. said, basically, there has to be a time where you're tired of this crap and you gotta walk away, because it can turn into us talking like I'm talking to you all on speaker and freaking YouTube. It could turn into me being so upset of this added shit that I decide to assault you. And 9 times out of 10 now, when someone is assaulted, they pass away, because someone might end up stabbing and doing all kind of crazy shit, when it's like, I need my time. This is why when I'm upset, sometimes I have to just walk away and just laugh it off. Like, let me get this together. Because, you know what I mean? Me personally, if my husband was continuing to cheat and disrespect, I honestly would more than likely find my own place and be like, when you want to get it together, let's go. But if you're not serious, what you're not going to do is waste my time. I don't have time for BS. I don't have time to sit up here and argue with you. Like, why be married? Why be married if you're just going to be a cheating bastard? Period. And let's be real. During that whole conversation, Lyrica never once in part 1 or 2 owned up to her stuff. Her mother has never said, hey, well, you do play a part, because in a relationship, whether you're friends, husband and wife, if a relationship goes sour, even if the person doesn't do anything and the other person is being an ass, you never put your foot down. Like, to me, cheating on me and having a baby with someone else besides me for in a relationship is unforgivable. I ain't trying to hear nothing you're trying to say, because I honestly don't care. You know what I mean? So now I guess that A1 sees that his wife Lyrica is not playing with him anymore. Now he wants to like fix it. But I feel like Lyrica is like over his bullshit. And it wouldn't be surprising, as much as Lyrica points the finger, that she is fucking somebody else. I'm sorry, having sex with somebody else. I'm trying not to cuss as much. It would not surprise me whatsoever. Period. People want to act innocent like they don't do stuff. See, what happens is we get caught up in our everyday lives as parents. We worried about keeping the house clean, cooking, working, that we don't make time for each other. Meaning, hey, honey, well, let's make a day twice a week or something, or even time when a baby sleeps, because their baby, he should be 1 now, but when he was a little baby, let's spend time together. So Lyrica pretty much, and A1, it looks like it's done. They didn't get nothing accomplished in their conversation. And then whenever I feel Lyrica can be disrespectful to A1's mother. Like, my whole thing is this. I've disrespected the elders. My example was a family member set up here and fucking talked about my children, and that's when I went the fuck off on that person. I didn't give a fuck, because at the end of the day, my entire life we were taught to respect our elders, but you can't do some bald-headed hoe shit to me and say, well, Goddess Kendra, you have to, I don't give a fuck, you're gonna sit there and do that, bitch, fuck you. Period. I'm frustrated with that. It's not cool. And when your mother and anyone's mother was arguing, my whole thing is I really dislike when my family goes at it, or my children or my friends. I would be the one to be like, yo, can we please talk to each other in a respectful way? She was getting rowdy with A1's mom. So at this point, they decide, well, fuck it. We can't say shit no more. So let's go and walk away. So Lyrica walked away. Then she came back trying to fight Pam. No, she stood up on her, and Pam was like, bitch, I'll beat you up. What's good? So then when she said that, what happened? Pam picked up like a rock and was going to throw it. Then Lyrica threw her shoes. And then when Pam was rushing her, they're like, ladies, don't do that. Her old ass fell. That's what you get. It's called instant karma. Period. But despite how the two grandmothers feel, they should get it together for the sake of their grandson. Point blank and period. Like, but then, playing the devil's advocate, there's a point where stuff becomes like unforgivable. But they was arguing about petty dumb stuff, when at the end of the day, to me, it should have been that Lyrica and A1 talked about their stuff and it went unresolved. Like, why wait for everything to get messed up? At the end of the day, like, they both cheated. You have no right to cheat on your spouse. If you want to do, you should just leave them, period. Who got time for that kind of crap? But A1 suffers. Baby Ocean is the one that suffers. For reals, that's some weird stuff. And at this point, I'm thinking they should just leave each other alone, because it's not getting better. And nobody has time to sit and argue with somebody. Like, man, if you're not doing right, leave it alone. Like, what's the point of dragging something? Why drag something on that's dead? They're still young people. They still have their whole life to find the love of their life. I mean, shit don't always work out. That's why you shouldn't be so quick to get married and crap, because it might not work out, man. I'm telling you, it might not work out. And then you end up becoming frustrated and angry because it's not the way it was supposed to be. And we compromise ourselves, and we compromise ourselves just to make somebody else happy. And that part to me is not cool. You got to check in. Hey, babe, are you okay? What's going on? How are you doing? Hey, I know I'm in the studio. Look, I'm here. How you doing? You know what I mean? That way, well, me, I've never dated anyone famous, but I know if I had a spouse that was on the road, as long as he would check in with me and let me know what's going on, I wouldn't feel no type of way. That way we're keeping it honest, point blank and period. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your support on YouTube and Speaker, and thank you to my haters. Leave your comments down below.